Where's Dan?
I don't know. I was waiting for Dan. Where's Dan?
Dan. Oh, I think he said he was going to be with us, but wait a second. He had to dance. He has to work. That means it's just you and I.
We can handle it.
Okay. Let's try this. Good evening and welcome to Tuesday Night with Ben Stowe. No.
Now, how about this? Hey, gang, how you doing? It's DJ Michael Joseph, and welcome to the Music and Mixing Show.
No, I don't think that sounds right either. Well, we'll figure that part out.
Called ripping it, folks.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight out there in the internet world. We're going to get everything, make sure we got all the chats up and such. Where's that one? There's that one. Excellent.
I am watching the chat, so hello, Steve. Hello, Mike.
Excellent. They're with us. Wonderful. Thank you for being with. So tonight we're going to kind of talk a little bit about, if you've never been to Las Vegas or to any DJ convention, tonight we're going to talk about that. If you have been to Vegas and you are hemming and hawing about getting into it this year, well, we're going to kind of share a little bit of what we've been hearing so far. Tonight we'll be doing that, and tomorrow night will be kind of a continuation. We'll be talking about what's coming out of Vegas, because today was the educational day where people were checking in and getting education. Tomorrow the exhibit hall opens tomorrow evening, so 7 o'clock Central Time, because I think it's 5 o'clock Pacific Time when they open up. So tomorrow night hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit more information for you later in the evening, and then Wednesday night we'll see if what's coming out. I've heard rumors that there might be a couple of things that we can talk about gear wise that we should be able to hit, maybe not tomorrow night but Wednesday night. Just as more time to talk about that. So that'll be kind of our plan as we go forward.
Cool.
So yeah,
products.
Yeah, there's actually
sounds like it's going to get back to normal someday.
Well, I was actually just kind of talking to a couple of people today about that, and there is discussion that the Summer NAMM is going to be. The Summer NAMM show in the past in Nashville has always been a week show. It's more of a musical instrument show to begin with, but it has kind of had a decline because the excitement was always the Winter NAMM. So NAMM is kind of looking at the summer one as, I don't want to say a throwaway, but they're understanding that 2022 is still not going to be a everything's here, we're ready to go time, as there's problems with supply chain. We'll just leave it at that. So they're starting to actually question 2023. And thinking about NAMM usually is in January of 2023. There's talk of it moving to later in the year because they don't even think that things might be straightened out by that time.
Wow.
So for those of you who were wanting to get scoops on that, yeah, this is the first time you're hearing about it. And you probably will be hearing much more of that. But potential dates for 2023, January dates when they're looking at. April would be a date that they're looking at, and then I've heard rumors, but I don't think that that's legit, of even later in the year, maybe pushing up against DJ Expo. I think it's going to be January or April of 2023.
What about the one in Anaheim that got moved? Is that June?
That's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's June this year, and they're going to be in Anaheim in June. And then next year is what they're not sure if they'll be in Anaheim in January or April.
I thought we were talking about, because Summer NAMM's a little different than NAMM, and I didn't know if they were combining them this year or not.
I think they were just kind of putting Summer NAMM, traditional Summer NAMM. I think it's just going to be going away for the year. They're just going to try to combine everything for Anaheim.
Now that makes sense to me. I'm trying to figure out, are they going to do Nashville and Anaheim? Which they could, because they are different. I mean, in my opinion, from what I've seen of them, they have a different. They're very much different in feel. Nashville is, like you said, is the instrument. It's the hands-on, people who play, whether it be bands, studio musicians, etc. And it's kind of tailored more towards that. Where Anaheim covers everything, including studio stuff and DJs and lights and microphones and everything. Yeah, there's just so much variation between the two shows. I mean, yes, there's many vendors who are at both, the instrumentation side of it. Yeah. But there's they could do both shows. I just don't know if even the instrumentation side is going to have enough product to justify doing two shows. So yeah, it's going to be kind of an interesting time here. So Cool.
So yeah, we want to kind of hit some of the things that's been coming out of Las Vegas. For those of you who haven't heard or haven't been paying attention, this week is Photo Booth Expo and the Mobile Entertainment Expo show going on at South Point in Las Vegas. Day one is education. Tomorrow is education, then exhibit hall, and then it's mainly exhibit hall the rest of the week. There is education and there's master classes going on, but really today and tomorrow is your educational. The educational focus days. The Photo Booth Expo, if you haven't ever experienced that or heard us talk about that, is one of the largest. It is the largest photo booth event in the world. It's been going on for 6-7 years, something like that. 6-7 years, under 10, I believe. And they've been doing every year. It's gotten a little bit bigger. Obviously, with COVID, this year was a little bit different footprint than they've had in the past, because not only are they adjusting because of the COVID situation, and manufacturers, some are there, some are not. Secondly is that they've added a DJ track. In 2020, Disc Jockey News was involved in putting an educational track upstairs at Photo Booth Expo. So there was a DJ track and there was the photo booth track for educational content. And then this year, now they've moved the educational content downstairs. They combined the efforts. I shouldn't say that. They combined the passes for Mobile Beat that were the 2020 passes for those people who had a pass for Mobile Beat back then. The show that got canceled because of COVID. And those folks are all able to go to this year's show on their pass that they had for before. And then, of course, there's folks who are coming in because they haven't been to a DJ convention in 2.5-3 years. So this is kind of exciting down there with a lot of people in Las Vegas. Okay, so make sure.
If you don't follow them, they do have a Facebook page and they are posting a lot of great pictures. We're going to share some of those tonight, but if you kind of want to stay up on that, definitely look for that and also look for the hashtags for that. Is it MBX?
I think it was.
I never get it right.
MEX is what I saw, but I looked and there was only like about 5 posts with it. MEX.
Okay.
And then after that, it went into older things from other. It wasn't anything related to that. So you've got PBX, and I don't know if they're using PBX 2022. I haven't figured out their. I'm hoping by tomorrow night that they have been pushing the hashtag a little bit more, so it'll make it easier to follow. So I've just been going to people specifically to their page. So just let's kind of jump into some pictures. I want to kind of show what things look like. Let's see. I want to get where did they go?
I did a search for that while you're looking for that, and a lot of people are still tagging Mobile Beat.
Yeah, there's going to be a level of that, and some people have asked about that. Is this the new Mobile Beat show? It is in place of Mobile Beat, the magazine, and the show. Magazine went away a few years back. It's 2016, roughly, whatever it was. This show was started. They were in the process of selling to the Photo Booth Expo show, and that was going to be all basically after 2020's Mobile Beat show. They were going to finish the paperwork and get everything done, and then with COVID, things just went haywire. So where they are today, I can't exactly tell you for sure, but I do know that they were honoring the Mobile Beat passes, and this is basically going to be the next. Mobile Beat's going to be absorbed into this, and it's going to stay the Mobile Entertainment Expo as we go forward. Okay, let me see if I can.
No one's using the MEX one that I can find.
Yeah,
it's something to get used to because it's new, and the same with DJ Expo changing theirs. It's it's going to take a while to get yourself online with that. So yeah, for sure. So we're looking at right here. This is the educational room. There's 2 different educational rooms that are going on. There's the mobile. The photo booth one, PBX, and there's the MEX, the Mobile Entertainment Expo. This is the photo booth room. I think the only real difference is the backdrop, but they're very, very similar. The photo booth room is a little bit larger because the show, being a little bit more older and established, has a much larger attendance listing. The price for the passes for the photo booth are a little bit less than the mobile DJ one also. So there's some DJs, this is the weirdest thing, the DJs are buying photo booth passes and they're going to go and they'll sit in these educational rooms, and then when we did it in 2020, they were trying to see if they could sneak into a couple of the DJ sessions, but this is how it works out. So
So that's the main seminar room there for the photo booth side of it. This is Mike Cordero. Mike Cordero is one of the writers here with the Disc Jockey News, and a new version that just came out here. DJNTV.com/subscribe if you're not on the list. Those were all mailed out last week, so folks got those late in the week last week. Mike, though, is one of the writers. He wrote for Mobile Beat also before coming over to write with us, and that's Michelle Miller, who is on stage this afternoon doing a seminar in the room there. And I think we're looking at the DJ track room in the background there. Difference between a room, there's backdrop a little bit different, but they got the two big screens on the side for PowerPoint, which is awesome. There's sound in here. They use the conference sound system, so the mics are good when it comes to that. And then you got seating. I think there's about seating for 800 in one room and 1,000 in another. So there's lots of seats and such for people to spread out. This one, I believe, is going to be the room for the party. I believe is what this one is going to be, although I don't know why there's Bose speakers in there. I mean, whatever it looks like there's Bose speakers up there. But I'm not exactly sure what that one was, because that looks like the backdrop or the background for the photo booth side, but that's not the seating that they have in the photo booth side. That's the seating they have for tonight's party. So I'm thinking that might be the party room when they switched it over. Okay, let's see. That's the show program for the photo booth event. That's Joe Bunn and Mike Cordero right there. Ben Stowe and Mike. And Jessica McKelvey. Where am I might be going. I might be going back too far here. Let's see, what else does he have here for me? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Ben, Jessica, and Stephanie Rivkin right there. Jay and that. Okay, so I'm going the wrong direction there. And those are the two Michelle Miller up. And there's Michelle up on stage in the DJ track. And another shot of the DJ room right there. Oh, I'm going to stop screen share. So it looks like they've got a nice crowd down there from what I've been seeing. What have you been picking up so far today, MJ?
Mainly just what you did. I have not really seen anybody post. A lot of airplane posts.
Yep.
Somebody posting about, I saw them posting their plane had broken down and they had to wait. I think that is something that people maybe didn't consider as much, that the travel side of it is going to be just as weird. You know, you might feel a little bit more normal once you get there, but I think the travel side is going to throw a lot of people off. Nobody's really talked anything. I've not seen anybody post about this seminar, that seminar, etc. Of course, when it comes to equipment and different things like that, we won't see that until tomorrow night. If you are into photo booths and want to shop around for your business, that is the place to make a trip to, because you can have hands-on more things than you can ever imagine, small and large. That's all I can say. I was quite wowed by it.
Yeah, that was incredible. The amount of product and variety. I mean, small, large, fit in the back seat of your car, fit in the passenger seat.
Yeah, handheld stuff and stuff that you had to tow behind something else.
Yeah, literally. Just going to show some more pictures here that have been shared. A couple more from the room there with Michelle up on stage. The badges. Oh, we got airplane pictures. I thought there was a couple more.
Saw a lot of those kind of pictures.
Yeah, a lot of the mask in an airplane. Oh, I thought I was going the right direction to get more pictures here. But you had groups of people coming from all over the world there.
Shaney in the background. Yeah.
Yep. We had some Wisconsin folks in the crowd there, so yeah, we got a little bit better picture there.
I can't remember his name. Last year 2 years ago, met him.
Naveen is on the left there, and that is the photo booth expo guy on the right, Rob Savickas right there.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Naveen
I'm so bad with names.
Detroit, maybe? So yeah, people are coming down to Las Vegas. So there we go. This is the picture I was wanting to. Mike had, and I couldn't find the silly thing. that is the exhibit space that they're going to be utilizing. That is going to be 3/4, probably maybe 80% is going to be photo booth stuff from basically the far right wall behind our, off to the right of this image, and all the way over to kind of where that you can see where the truck is over there. It looks like that's cement floor. That is indeed cement floor over there on the far. They're going to pull an air wall on the edge of between the carpeting and cement. There's an air wall that will drop. That's going to be the DJ side, if my understanding is correct. The carpet is all photo booth side.
Making us work on the cement. I see how it is.
Exactly, but it's a big room here. And of course, the show bags. This has been an area in the DJ industry that the show bags have kind of gone to the wayside, and it's kind of neat to see that in the photo booth with the show here that there's still little stuffers that go in the bags, and that there's a show bag still included. There's the plane broke pictures, and
that was the one that I was saying about his plane broke. Yeah.
There's quite a few out there that are excited to get to Vegas, and it's kind of interesting, seeing some of the pictures from the seminar room. We like to think that DJs are going to the educational conferences for the educational side of it, and I think this is one of the things that, as a person who does shows once in a while, and we enjoy the educational content because we know that through education that opens doors for people, it's unfortunately not why people go to these shows mainly. I mean, I
go for the bowling alley food.
Yeah, and actually at South Point that was actually really, really good.
Yeah, I told everybody, I'm like, dude, you got to go to the bowling alley. Try the stuff out.
Yeah, sorry. It's good, and it's very inexpensive compared to $10, and you were very full compared to downstairs. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's $20 downstairs. Yeah. So, but yeah, I was just looking at those rooms, and Mike was sharing that Alan Berg's up on stage, and Alan Berg's he's in a room with 1,000 seats, and there's about 400 and some people in the room. Well, it's kind of like having 100 people in a gymnasium dancing at a school dance. It looks like it looks like it's empty, but you move that same 100 people into a smaller space, and it looks like it's wall to wall people. And that's what we're seeing, is that there's a lot of people who could fill those seats, but they're there to play in Vegas. Tonight they're having a DJ welcome party. Well, it's the event welcome party, but a lot of our DJ friends are spinning tonight, and there'll probably be more people there than there were at all the seminars today. And then tomorrow, when they go,
still flying in,
there's certainly that. And then tomorrow, once they open up the doors for the exhibit hall, there'll probably be a line, down the hall and back and around down the escalators, because that's literally what happened 2 years ago. And I think they're number-wise, he is exceeding, I think, the numbers from 2 years ago. So it could be a chaotic time.
Yeah, I was very happy that I helped out John with his stuff there and had the special pass that allowed me to jump the line and just walk in, because that line was long.
Oh yeah, it was, and they one of the things
moved
they
quick though. I'm not gonna lie, it did move really quick.
Oh yeah, and you didn't have Dan Carpenter in the front of the line, free stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it moved along well, but they have their key pass holders. So there's certain passes that will allow people to get in. Like if you have just the exhibit pass without anything beyond, you're going to get in an hour later than what everyone else that has the more elaborate passes will do for tomorrow. So there'll be people getting in there at 6 or 5, and I think at 6. I don't think it's 4 and 5. I think it's 5 and 6. But we'll be hearing more about what's all in there tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah. So Bill Herman,
was there any seminars that you saw that you thought were kind of unique and for like that you maybe not seen them anywhere else, that you saw that were going to be at the Photo Booth Expo that you liked?
There are people speaking that I have not heard speak before, and there are people who have spoken. A couple of people, like Bill Herman's was doing more of a risque titled version of his presentation and such. I'm disappointed and again, many of my friends are speaking, so I'm disappointed though. There's some of our best speakers in the industry, aren't speaking on the DJ side, while Alan Berg is speaking at the show. He spoke on the photo booth side today. What his message would have been universal for either side. Right. But Alan wasn't speaking specifically to DJs. Mike Walter is not speaking out there. Joe Bunn, who's really developed into a very good presenter in the DJ area, isn't speaking. Casey from Chicago with the Marquee Show, he's speaking, and he always puts on a good solid sales type presentation. And then Bill Herman does a nice job. Sometimes Bill Herman seminars are more educational. Sometimes they're more entertainment. I think he's going to kind of have a mix of that. So it's going to be infotaining, which is great and such. But if you're really, I think this year looking at the lineup and such, there isn't the hitting names that are going to be able to, that I can go look at and say, yeah, you're going to be able to come out of there with education. And I don't think it's not a bad thing, because I think it's a reality of the situation that people aren't going there for that. It's great to have it, but it's to go in and sit in Michelle Miller's presentation where she's talking about outsourcing, and then as we come out of that presentation, then I'm chatting with these three people that were sitting there, and we start talking about I don't do it how Michelle does, but I do it this way. Or did you hear what she said? That's a great idea. And then how would you implement that? It's going to be taking little nuggets from these presentations. You're not going to come out maybe with a full notebook of ideas, but you may take one nugget, and then you're going to have some time to work that thought with others at the show. And that really becomes one of the tough things when we're doing these virtual online events, is that you can have a nugget, but you almost need to be able to sit back and talk about it with people who want to talk about it. And unfortunately,
I spoke at yours, and I had more people that wanted to talk to me afterwards than because it's just one of those things that you can present something, but then there's always the little follow-up questions that you don't get to all the time asking the seminars, and that becomes a very one-on-one thing.
Very much so. And when we're doing our events, and then we have the chill room, it really doesn't become a spot for asking these presenter more in-depth questions, or for the two of us to discuss what did we just see, what can we take away from that. It becomes a situation where now we're here, and we're going to socialize, and we're going to talk about we're going to take the educational things. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about hey, did you watch the Super Bowl last week? What did you think of the halftime show? That kind of stuff. And it's all good. It's good to have that, but that's one of the parts of a convention when you're going to it, is that you can, you'll see other people who are taking notes, and then you can go and say, wow, you must be Dan Carpenter, because you take 17 pages of notes at every seminar. What did you think of? Kind of does that.
Yeah, Dan, he's very good with the notes.
He's a note taker.
If you were in school with him, he would be the one you're like, dude, can I borrow your notes?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh man, I was gone for a couple of days. Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, the teacher presented it, and these 3 points were wrong, so I fixed them, and then I faxed a copy to the teacher. Yeah.
And I gave myself a bonus work to do.
Yeah, I get a little bit more. So yeah, was there a seminar that I looked at and said, oh my gosh, I'm sad I missed it? No, and it's not a slight on the presenters that are there. I think it's just the reality of the situation is that they're not being paid for speaking. They're getting a free pass, most likely. They're doing it out of their desire to give back. There's not any coaching and demands really being made for what they're presenting. So for them to get up there and share some nuggets is great, and people will get something out of it. But it's not like Wedding MBA. If you're speaking for Wedding MBA, there's more demands on your presentation. I just don't know if the DJ world, if we're ever going to be to that point, or where that that's going to be a thing. So, but what I did, there was one. I like to go to these to hang out and see friends. That's a big part of it, and I've seen many of friends going down there. Many of my friends are not going down there. Also, I mean, there are quite a few both ways. But one today, and I knew, Big Daddy's going to be there, Shaney's going to be there, many people, Bill Herman, he's a good, close friend. But when Bob Powell today, I don't know if you saw Bob. Okay, I've got to share the picture. Just hang with me for a second. And I won't share my snow blowing video.
Ha! Yeah. John has a hired hand for clearing snow that he needs to tip more.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Bob posted that up, and he has. What if I can find his? Bob, I apologize because I'm going to be showing your Facebook page, but I wanted to show that. This is Bob Powell is coming to us. Sean posted this one. Bob, I think it's in Illinois or Indiana, somewhere in anyway. He's in the Midwest here. Last year, and let's see, March of 2021, he was diagnosed with COVID, and he spent, I believe, 60 days on the ventilator, coming off in mid-May. So 2 months later, came off the ventilator. He was, that close to dying, and he was able to come back and be at this year's show. I mean, he down to Vegas. He on that shirt he had, sick, off the ventilator, and then the long recovery. I did my first show in November, and I did my this and that, and now he's at the DJ show. So he posted this today that he was going to be wearing this attire tomorrow, and it's just like, this is the cool thing about attending these type of conventions. You get to meet people, wonderful people like Bob, and get to know them and their lives, and this is one of those things that I wish I were there to be able to celebrate with Bob, making it through that and to be at the show, because that's such an incredible journey to go from death's doorstep right there with COVID, and to be able to be in Las Vegas enjoying life. That's right. pretty impressive.
Celebrating life, not just enjoying it. You got a T-shirt like that. That is a celebration point.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, good way to point it. So yes, Bob and the crew, everyone that's down there. That there's so many. It would be great to be there, but as you guys know, if you've been following my page, even if everything would have worked out, I couldn't have been there anyway, because I've got a knee and a splint right now, or in a leg and a cast, or
someone hit you in the leg. Did someone hit you in the leg with an NS7?
Yeah, exactly. An NS7 III, actually.
Oh yeah, you cannot forget the dashboard. That's extra weight.
Exactly.
I saw somebody having the dashboard working with the Rain 1 even.
Really?
So that's kind of a universal thing. I think that it can be adapted to other things because it has its own hookups, and I thought that was kind of neat. So I'm not sure why people need it, but
yeah, somebody asked about that in one of the videos, because we've got videos that are 10 years old or whatever on the channel, and like people like to go back and ask and say, hey, is this still where can I buy this? It's like, dude, you're 10 years late.
5. Well, okay, right now it's 7. 12.
In that
2015 when it came out. So whatever we're at, I don't even know where we're at right now.
Yeah, so that was not too bad.
That was the thing with virtual, that you can hook up extra screens if you want, and so it does not have to be anything like that. If you want to buy a couple small screens and USB them in, you can put other stuff on those screens just like it was that. I know that's a deference. I apologize. I just sorry. Back to Vegas.
Yeah. No, that is good.
That like you talk about. Here's the thing that when John was talking about getting to talk to people in seminars, I have a Microsoft Surface Go, which is like a tablet Windows computer. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I take it on me for trips because it literally, I mean, has a keyboard on it. It's literally like a tablet, but it's a full Windows computer, and I have virtual on it. And I could not tell you how much of my show I spent standing in a hallway or in a room with that thing open, answering virtual DJ questions on that little thing right in front of people, and I could show them stuff. So that's the kind of stuff when John talks about, meeting people in the hallway or talking to people, that, that you find the person has the information you want, whether it be something to do with, first dances or maybe music or whatever. You're going to be able to talk to people firsthand at places like that. And like those people would not have access to me in that way, answering those questions aside from that situation.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Because no matter what we do, unless they connect and say, hey, MJ, like, can I, in essence, rent an hour of your time?
Yeah.
You know, that's
I didn't charge for all those questions either. So,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, otherwise, yeah, you just don't have that time.
Yeah.
Somebody had asked the other day a little bit, and earlier in the day today about, you know, what other shows are coming up because they couldn't make this show. The ones that I'm familiar with, we've got coming up in April. We have Midwest DJs Live, which is coming up in Milwaukee, and I believe there are tickets available for that one yet. I think then in June it will be the Marquee Show in Chicago, and there are tickets available. The DJ Collective is sometime, and I think it's this summer in Nashville, but I believe it's all sold out, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think it's the DJ Collective. You can do a search for that, and you'll find that one. But that's the one. Midwest DJs Live is put on by a group of DJs from the from Michigan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I think there's a couple of North Dakota people. They've all worked together on a board for that show. Marquee Show, Casey Kokoris there from Chicago puts that one on. Then the Collective is Brian Bonacci, I think Jason Janai, Joe Bunn, I think are involved with that one, and I don't know if I think that this year there's a few more people involved. They were the three that really were kind of involved, but I think there's more people involved, that they've got some event coordinators that are now putting it on to take it to a step up. Most expensive show that's out there, but it's also the one that sells out. Whether they're selling 100 tickets or 200 tickets, it'll sell out. August, we will have the DJ Expo coming. However, I'm not even sure what the dates are on that. I signed up for it, but I don't even know.
I have to bring up my calendar because I've recently just put it on the calendar because a couple of years ago, I don't know if I'm going yet or not, but a couple of years ago in the process of doing stuff, I ended up booking 2 gigs that week one year, and I was like, crap, I can't go. All right, so it's August 8th through the 11th. August 8th through the 11th. And it is one day short of National Vinyl Record Day.
Oh, well.
Which I'm actually spinning somewhere that day. And I'm going to tell people, hey, come down and see me not use vinyl.
Yeah, exactly. Remember how it's National Vinyl Day? Well,
I was going to tell people, hey, to celebrate National Vinyl Day, I'm going to spend the entire night with records in my bag.
Right. Down.
Or records under my controller. You know?
Yeah, I'm going to use them to prop up my controller a little bit.
Yeah.
So then there'll be DJ Expo, and then really I think the last event that's on the calendar as of right now will be Wedding MBA in the fall, whether that's October or November. I'm not even sure. It's somewhere in that ballpark. Personally, I prefer it in November because then you can go down and you can walk around Vegas with decorations up.
Are there going to be any Disc Jockey News virtual expos? Do we have those planned for this year?
We're not doing. We're just going to stick with our Monday nights once a month, and that's we're going to run that right on through, right on through the whole year. The third Monday of the month, most months. Now this past month we had to move to a different date because tonight is third Monday of the month, so we moved to a different date. But it's third Monday of the month. Our next one is going to be March 21st, and that night it's going to be talking about basically taking care of you. Is what the theme is going to be, and we're going to talk about taking care of physically the physical side of our body, that side, and the mental side a little bit. So for some DJs are like, hey, I'm young and I'm smart and my brain works fine. It may not register. For some of us who are over 40 and have gotten to that point in our life where we're seeing that it's tougher to stand, it's tougher to be comfortable, it's tougher to do the things we used to do. That's what we're going to dig into for those who you're younger and you want to stay in the game and be at a high level, or you're getting into those years where you're starting to see some things, and we're going to talk to some people who have modified their lives, their lifestyle to be able to get to a higher level at an older age.
Yes. Because I think about what I do, spending some of my sets at the one casino is 7 hours. So I'm standing and DJing, dancing, talking to people for 7 straight hours. And, you can't do that unless you prepare for it. So, especially
James asked if there was a password. No, there's no password for the chill room. Just go to DJNTV.com/chill. I'll just put it there. There's the link. And that takes you right to the Zoom. It'll open it up.
And the password is send Howie money.
Yeah, exactly.
just joking.
But yeah, that should get you there, because that link bypasses and it sets everything up and it goes right to it. So, but yeah, that as you had mentioned, of course, that you're doing more things at the casino and those longer shifts. I've actually run into a couple of other people who have used to be doing doing weddings, a lot of weddings. And now they're finding that they've got their schedule pretty booked, but they're doing unusual things, whether it's emceeing events, and they're doing this on a regular basis, like a couple a week, or they're going in and doing some facilitating of parts of a corporate event. On weekends, they might be doing trivia things, and it's just a change in what they do. And one particular guy was talking that he's now on his feet more. When he DJ'd, he was able to do his DJ thing, and he had a stool behind there where he could actually, kind of sit on his high stool. And he goes, now I'm in front of people and I'm back and forth and I'm walking. I don't have my nice pad under me anymore. And that's changed the whole look and feel of what he does. And so
I personally like standing for all that time and then looking at like the 20-somethings that complain about standing there going, yeah, let's talk, dudes.
Yeah.
I'm the same age as your parents. What are you going to do in 10 years? You have to. I think, people overlook health, both mental and physical, when it comes to the DJing world, because it technically is a fun job. But I don't care what you do. It takes a toll on you, and you have to put yourself first, or you are going to limit yourself long term. You might go, oh, I can handle it for a day, or I can handle it for this weekend. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you handle it for this weekend for 10, 15, 20 years. You're going to have a toll on your knees and different things if you don't protect yourself and prepare yourself. So that's something that you need to start, no matter what age you are, start now.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be a big part of that discussion on March 21st. So yeah, we'll be doing that, and I've been in talks with Brian, and because Brian has been talking about, he was the one that started Midwest DJs Live. Started out as YouTube DJs Live, and what he did is he and Jonathan Lewis, DJ Tutor from the UK, basically got set on their shows one day. They basically decided, hey, let's get together in Milwaukee and let's just talk shop. And they thought there'd be like 4 or 5 people that show up. And they had this really good, on short notice, they had a really good group of people. So their YouTube DJs Live met a couple more times. Then they met down in Vegas, and then they kind of joined in with the mobile beat thing. And then Midwest DJs Live kind of brought things back to Milwaukee. So there was a show there. So Brian is talking about wanting to kind of start something like that isn't all educational seminar, that maybe it's more of a talking and networking and a hands-on experience. And I think Brian's going to have some cool stuff to share and look at, and it might be something that he's either shooting in the fall. I think is probably the best way. That you guys will be hearing more about it, hopefully, as he comes up with more plans. But there could be something in the fall that could be really, really kind of fun to go check out. Can't post messages to some channels. I don't know which ones are not going to. Did it go to the main ones?
I didn't even see that one on the list.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
I'm looking at the chat. I'm not seeing that one.
It's at the very bottom. It just is a pop-up warning from.
Okay.
From that, so that's why. So yeah. So for those of you who have kind of hemmed and hawed about what show to go to, there's a lot of different shows. It really depends on what fits into your schedule and your finances the best. Some people, the East Coast show is just more convenient. I've heard people saying it costs them $500+ to fly to Vegas this year, and if you can drive an hour to get to Atlantic City. That's a big thing. In Atlantic City, we have our DJNTV Chill event that Howie and the guys have put together. Howie and John really did that really well this past year, and that's kind of part of that whole getting together as a family thing that we do at that show. So every show's got a different flavor, and each one has different people at it. There's a lot of the same people that go to all of them, but there's some shows that have differences, and it's just something as Bill talked about in his video earlier today, it's something that you need to try. You need to check it out. You need to go to that. And then maybe you go to one. That's all you ever go to. You might go to one and meet some people, and there's your lifelong connections, as many as you want to have for the rest of your life in the DJ industry. That's a real thing. Definitely.
I'm thinking about doing a seminar of my own, actually, a whole convention where DJs get together in their own houses by themselves and send an emoji out and a hashtag DJ alone, and that's pretty much it, you know.
And they all get a sticker.
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment back or like back on anybody's stuff. You can just do that amongst yourselves. But yeah. we'll call that the MJ convention.
The MJ.
You just sit at home and by yourself and throw hashtags and emojis on your own page, not somebody else's. Don't freaking tag me in your posts.
So I'm guessing Brian must be hearing dishes being done on the other side. Yes, my microphone picks up that sound. It's probably picking up the dishes and the dog that's in the background, singing to her in the kitchen. So that's funny. So tonight, with the second show tonight, which will be coming up here at the top of the hour, Howie and John went on the road, and they took they did a road trip yesterday, and they're going to be going and having a kind of a special show tonight. They are down in Jimmy's neck of the woods, so they're going to have Jimmy on as a guest tonight, and kind of talking and sharing and having a good time with that. So it's going to be a kind of a special night. So you guys, if you want to check that out when I do the recording, it's out at DJNTV.com/chill. You can pop out there and do some things, kind of watch and talk and have some fun with that. And then after they're done recording, they'll open things up and folks can chat about things. I think tomorrow night we're going to aim to do another kind of a daily update from Vegas, because we're going to have some more information that's sent up tomorrow. Again, some of the people that were going to be sending stuff up didn't land until later today, so it's tough to get information until later. So tomorrow we'll talk about that, and then after that, Brian is going to be anchoring the 10 o'clock spot tomorrow night, and we'll chat a little bit with Brian and see what he's going to be doing with that. I'll probably reach out to him tomorrow and see what he's going to be doing on that with that show. So other than that, MJ, I think we're pretty close to wrapping it up. Were you going to do something? You did last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to do this schedule a little bit different. I've been, every time I get on a camera, I talk about, like not doing stuff and then doing stuff. And I'm trying to kind of figure out a lot of stuff in my life with this, the direction I want to go, whether it might help to do shorter videos about little things. I'm just trying to figure everything out on this. And so hang in there with me. I'm still always going to at least do one a month on the Music and Mixing Show. I'm probably going to advance it a little bit more, maybe do shorter ones, maybe do videos, but I'm still here. Again, as I travel through life, I'm getting a lot of opportunities to be creative. I'm getting to write again for John in the newspaper again. If you're not, John, tell them if they haven't signed up for that, where to go sign up for that.
Oh yeah. Okay. The DJNTV.com/subscribe.
Yeah, while he's throwing that up there in the chat, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys can go out there and sign up. It's the free publication. Da-da-da! Right there it is. But it gets mailed out to you. This month we had a
digital version too.
Yep, there's a digital version, and if you're signed up with the DJNTV.com/subscribe, you will. Yeah, see, it's like lots of words. There's a lot of words in this one. We're going to make the digital, the access for the PDF is going to be available later this week for those of you who signed up but didn't get there in time to get that mail to you. You'll be able to get access to it. But the paper is going to be behind, not a paywall, but it's just going to be behind a sign-in wall, because we want it so that only the people who have subscribed or have signed in or signed up can get that. So that way people, it becomes kind of that more exclusive perk for people who are connected with us.
Yeah. Go check, like I said, go check that out. John told me he wanted a 750 maximum word article. And I said, well, right now I'm at 1,400. I said, I can maybe shave it down to 1,350. But I, in my opinion, it was a good article. It's called The Mind of the Mixer. And it's something that I took a point, kind of a psychological view from my point as a DJ. In my mind, it's all about mind, not about song, not about talent, the mindset behind a DJ with a crowd. And I think it's a really good thing. It'll maybe open you up to kind of rethink stuff. It was a whole page thing. Yeah. A lot of words there.
We're on this side. I got to go this way.
Yeah, it's like page 22 or something, that wasn't it?
Yep. Page 22.
Yeah. But like I said, there's a lot of good stuff, and I'm getting to be creative and all that. So I'm not just sitting around. So those of you who think I quit doing my videos, I quit doing stuff. There's just I'm taking advantage of some different outlets for different things like that I enjoy doing. So I'm not going anywhere. Shows are coming, but just hang in there.
Yeah. Gus, they can't mail them out to Canada. We have only got the requester mail for the United States, unfortunately. So you'll be one if you sign in, fill that area out. Otherwise, if you don't fill out that one and you're onto the DJNTV training.com, any level there, you'll also have access to it because I'll be sending emails out to everyone who's listed on that website. Because they're two different websites, but they're two different areas, but they're all going to eventually be all into that DJNTV training.com. That's where you'll find it. That's where all the paper is going to be available. So, excellent. Well, I think we're going to wrap things up, MJ. I don't think there's anything else exciting or fun, so we'll plan to be back tomorrow night and have some fun. So thank you guys for being with us, and if you have any questions or anything about what's going on, please, you can put those down in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer those or get you to the place to get you answers, because there's always questions when you start talking about these trade shows, because people have questions about the weirdest things sometimes. So if you got a question, don't be afraid to ask. We'll catch you guys later. Good night, everybody.